In this video, I show you how I made the clothes and accessories for my Sanrio-inspired Goblin art doll. If you'd like to see how I made her, you can watch the first part of the video linked in the description. I started making her a little tiered skirt by cutting a strip of fabric and folding over the top and sewing across the whole strip. Once I sewed across the entire strip, I pulled the thread to scrunch it up and did the same to a second piece of fabric. I then hemmed the bottom of both strips of fabric, and this time I didn't scrunch the bottom of the fabric. In this video, I kind of jumped back and forth between different articles of clothing that I was making, so sorry in advance about that. I folded a piece of fabric in half for her top and cut out a neck hole and armholes. I put the pieces right sides facing each other and sewed the tops of the shoulders. I seem to have lost the footage, but I sewed from the bottom of the armholes to the bottom of the shirt. I then hemmed the front bottom of the shirt. I cut down the back of the shirt so I could get it on her before hemming the bottom. I glued a trim onto the sleeves and neck of her top. Jumping back to the skirt, I then sewed the two skirt pieces together. I used the same trim I used for the top and sewed it onto the skirt. I then started making her little headphones. I superglued the pieces of the headphones together. I painted the headphones white and blue to match the rest of her outfit. I then started her cinnamon roll hat by cutting out a folded over half-circular piece from felt. I sewed the curved side, then flipped it inside out. I folded a piece of felt in half and cut two long strips and sewed them together before flipping them inside out and sewing them to the hat. I then cut two oval shapes for Cinnamon Roll's ears and did the same process. I cut out tiny ovals of blue and pink for eyes and blushing cheeks from felt and then glued them onto the hat. I used light blue thread and sewed a little mouth. I then started her cinnamon roll purse, which I also made from felt. I sewed the sides, then flipped it inside out. I cut out ovals for the ears, and then cut out the strap for the purse. And then I sewed on the strap. I made some over-the-knee socks by gluing a hem onto the top of a strip of fabric. I then glued the fabric onto each leg. I wanted to give her some bracelets, so I strung seed beads onto thread and tied them around her wrists. I then trimmed her hair to the length I wanted. The last thing to do was paint the cinnamon rolls, so I started with a beige color for a base coat. Then I painted brown into the swirl for the cinnamon. I then painted a warmer orangey tone to make it look more realistic. I then mixed up some white glue and white paint for the frosting and painted it on before sealing it with a gloss Mod Podge.